The Ric Flair Show.
My name's Ric Flair.
Woo! Woo! To beat a man, you gotta beat the man. And I'm saying, woo! Right here, I'm the man.
The 16-time world champion.
Woo!
Back behind the mic and telling it like it is.
Woo!
If you're not carrying the big gold, you're second best no matter what you tell yourself. I'm the best. Y'all playing catch-up ball to the nature boy.
And now, your hosts of The Ric Flair Show, Ric Flair and Conrad Thompson.
Woo!
Hey, this is Ric Flair, host of The Ric Flair Show, along with the legendary Conrad Thompson, owner of the Conrad, the second wealthiest man, state of Alabama. More money than God, entrepreneur, lover of women, lover of Crown Royal, the man. But today, guys, and I tell you, I'm sorry that we haven't done this before, because until you have a weekend when you catch up with old friends, which is so hard to do now because of time, travel, and distance, I spent the weekend, this weekend, with the Nasty Boys, courtesy of them bringing me to an event, Jacksonville, Florida, and I haven't laughed as hard in my entire life as I have talking about my life, time experiences, travels, journeys, and things before and after as I have with the Nasty Boys. And I'm going to say something right before we start the show. If they can put the Bushwhackers in the Hall of Fame, the Nasty Boys need to be there for sure. They're that good. They've entertained. They've worked that hard. Brian has made me laugh. Jerry has kicked the shit out of a lot of guys. Let's do it, guys. The greatest podcast in history is about to unfold. Open it up, Brian.
Well, let me tell you something, Rick. We were taught by the best, baby. And you're one of the best, if not the best. Woo! Styling and profiling, limousine driving, women stealing, wheeling, dealing. What can I say? Like I said before, hey, a Bud Light, $5.79. A double shot of Fireball, $7.99. A night out with the Nature Boy Ric Flair, priceless, baby. Woo!
You have no idea. So, I want Jerry to. The greatest part about Jerry is him beating Ken Shamrock. I mean,
oh my God, Jesus Christ!
He's not going to stalk you. Now you're not afraid of it anyway. So either knocking out Shamrock or Scott Hall, the best. But let's go back to the greatest time. This is our fight. We go back. We're in L.A. and we're sitting over there at the Sunset Social Club. This is DiBiase before he quit drinking. Or we're at bar one or something. And so somebody runs across the street, they say, hey, Rick, Eddie Murphy's across the street with his bodyguards. Whoa, wrong thing. We walked across the street. I just sat there. You tell the story, guys.
Well, it was. I think it was Arsenio Hall. We were with the Road Warriors out because we did the Arsenio Hall show. So Arsenio brought out Eddie Murphy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which was at the we were at the Sunset Social Club. We come across this Eddie. Arsenio Hall goes, come on over to the Roxbury or what the hell it was called. Yeah. So that didn't last long. Eddie Murphy was.
Well,
I don't know who got him.
I went first with Shawn Michaels, and all the bodyguards stopped me, right? You can't get close. You can't get close. You can't get close. So 2 seconds later, who do I see on the tables walking across everybody's table towards Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall and Sags going, Eddie, I love you, Eddie. And Eddie's eyes became whiter than white and bigger than big. Like, who the hell is this guy? And take it from there, Sags.
Pretty much after that, Eddie Murphy's eyeballs got bigger than buckwheats, and he fucking ran down the street with Arsenio Hall.
Arsenio grabbed me and goes, Bobs, you scared Eddie away. I said, well, Eddie can't hang with the Nasty Boys then.
Hawk said, who gives a fuck? We'll have more fun without him anyway.
Yeah, Conrad, these were some good times, man. Good Lord. I've had more fun, Conrad. I have to think about it. I mean, we won't tell the story right now. We'll save it for the end. Do you realize that Brian Knobs had the nerve to shave my eyebrows on a flight overseas?
Oh.
I did not do that, Rick. They shaved mine, too.
Yeah, thank you. I guess Hennig did it, right? God rest his soul.
It was Curt Hennig all the way. Shaved the eyebrows.
Hey, guys.
Listen. The first thing Conrad has to know how much we respect Ric Flair. I mean, there's only so many guys in the business, and we've had the luckiest time to be around them all. That after God made these guys, he broke the fucking mold. I'm talking about, Hulk Hogan, Dusty Rhodes, Ric Flair, the Macho Man. I'm talking about Roddy Piper. These are guys that will never be seen or made again or be emulated or imitated ever again because, like I said, once that was done, that mold was broken. And we're lucky enough to be around the Nature Boy yet and he's still the same. They say it took us a long time to earn his respect. He fucked with us and did all kind of shit to us back when we were young, but he made us earn his respect all the way along. But once we became friends, that was the end of it. It was like a tidal wave hitting the wrestling business.
And can I tell everybody else something? We went through the era of Ric Flair and Roddy Piper challenging me inside. And you know who got
my God.
All I
me.
Was, you guys couldn't.
I got smacked in the face while I was sleeping on the airplane, shaving cream on my head. I mean, I just got abused.
Oh, don't say you got the worst of it. He stirred Roddy up so bad up in Bangor, Maine, that these young punks, and then the next thing I hear a glass break, a big freaking wine glass or something. The next thing, the jagged glass is jammed into my throat. I'll kill you, Baptist. Roddy has me against the wall. I'm going, no, Roddy, no. I didn't mean it, Roddy. I didn't mean it. And Nation Boy's going, get it, Roddy. Get it. Tell him, Roddy, how it goes. He's in the background. He's stirring all the shit up. Next thing, Roddy was going to cut my fucking head off. You young punks don't know nothing. And then, don't you do nothing to Nature Boy. I'm like, what? Please, let me.
Oh, God, you have no idea. Because they used to always say, Piper can't hang with us. Mike Hegstrand said it too, Hawk, right? So we're on a plane going to Europe. And this is a great story because it's so true. So I go, Piper's going to kill all of you. Of course, Brian and Jerry, yeah, right? Mike Hegstrand, I'll eat him for lunch, right? We were 5 hours out, and Piper put shaving cream on Jerry, Brian, Gene Okerlund, everybody's face, right? The only guy standing, which is a tribute to him, God rest his soul, that could hang with Piper. The only guy standing in the galley with me and him was Kerry Von Erich. He couldn't get out Kerry Von Erich, brother. That was a tough number, too.
Yeah, but you know what, God. You're saying about everybody got shaving cream and all that, poured all over them. But I'm the only one who got smacked in the face, sleeping about 5 times. And when I woke up, there was nobody there, and it was Piper giving me an ultimate smack in the face you could ever have 5 different times while I'm flying over to London. When I had a big handprint on my face.
That was on the way to London. Then we get there, and soon enough, we do... I don't know, Royal Albert Hall or Wembley Arena or whatever it was that night.
We did Barcelona.
Well, first in Barcelona is when I say, I've had it enough. I ran for the hills. I go, Knobs, what are you doing? Roddy wants me to go to a wedding with him. I go, what wedding? Them two crashed a wedding.
Undertaker, too.
And Undertaker. Undertaker, Knobs, and Roddy. I go, oh my God. I go, all right, I'll make sure that next morning, Rene Goulet is, where is your partner? I go, I don't fucking know. I go, well, let me go get him. You do not get off this bus.
Do the voice, Jerry. Do Rene.
He goes, you do not, you guy, you do not get off this bus. I go, I got to get my partner. Know where he is. We need you have to at least make show. I go, what? Well, what is he going to do? Knobs is missing in action. Nobody knows where the hell Knobs is. Here comes Piper staggering down the thing.
Leave the fat bastard.
Yeah,
leave his fat ass.
Lanza comes down and goes, leave the fat bastard. We got to go.
I go, I got to go up and knock on his door. Nope, that bus got to leave. I go, you could leave the fat ass up there. He'll have to learn his lesson. I'm like, what? So I get to the airport. I go, Renee, I'm going back to see Knobs still ain't here. I thought he would grab a taxi, get to the airport. No Knobs. Renee, you do not go. You guys get on that. You get on the plane. I went, what? So he makes us leave. Somehow, and now we're thinking all the way like.
So now I wake up. It's about 12 o'clock. There's phone cord wrapped around my neck. I must have been talking to my wife. And I'm going, oh my God, the plane, the bus. I went down and everybody left. There's nobody there. I took a taxi to the Barcelona airport, my own money, and nobody spoke English. I'm saying, does there anybody speak English here? Please, I gotta get to Brussels. There's a map, and here there was one direct flight to Brussels, and some guy spoke English, helped me out. I paid for my own ticket. It cost me $167 taxi ride to the building. When I get there, I'm so worried that everybody's going to be busting me out. I got there before all the guys. And I went, oh, my God, I can't believe this. When all the guys came in on the bus, I was sitting there at the table with my feet on the table. I said, how are you guys doing? They said, Knobs is here. And I'll tell you one thing. Andre the Giant, I respect him very much. He regained respect for me for doing that because back in the old days, no matter what you do the night before, as long as you made the town the next day and wrestled and did your performance, that's what it was all about. So that night at the bar, he calls me over and we all called him boss. And he goes, you, come here. I said, yes, boss. What do you want? He goes, you sit by me tonight. You drink with me tonight. He says, the name of this tour is Don't Be a Knob. And I ended up drinking with Andre all night, and I felt worse than I did the night before.
Yeah, but Andre made the...
I'll tell you that. Jesus.
Andre named
like a Mack truck that's over your head.
Yeah, for some reason, Rick could drink as much as Andre. How is that?
Oh, please, thank you. Hey, Conrad.
Hey, so now we go. Now that tour wasn't over, though. Now we go to London, and now this Rick has this stirring this shit again. Now he's got Piper all fired up with string fellas. Next thing I hear, bring it on, fat boy. And I'm in when they're Animal and Hawker with me. I'm going, what's going on now? I see Knobs and Piper doing shots. Next thing, he goes, I hear, that ain't no shot. I see these $500 alligator shoes, Tubby. I go, what the fuck is Rick doing now? He takes the alligator shoes off, fills it with whiskey, drinks it off the thing, and then I see the shoe go flying across the bar, hit Knobs square in the head. I go, take that, fat boy. And I'm like, I hear this laughing and stuff like that. I go, there goes Rick's shoes.
And then I told Animal from the road. Then I told Animal from the Road Warriors, your work sucks. And then he wanted to rip my throat apart. I said, really? You think you're a good worker? Please, all you got is muscles. And he says, what? Yeah. So we definitely stirred it up, and maybe that's some of the reasons why we're not in the Hall of Fame yet, which we should be, but...
You're going to be there. God, trust me, Jerry.
I should have never slammed Vince McMahon on that table at the China Club.
We are Nation, and we are getting as nasty as we want to be with the Nasty Boys. But first, we want to tell you about our great sponsors over at Omaha Steaks. I don't know that we've talked enough about this, but let me just go ahead and mention I'm getting a bunch of these for Christmas presents, and if you need a last-minute present, this is the thing to do. It's go to omahasteaks.com right now and enter the promo code FLAIR in the search bar. What are you going to find? You're going to find 77% off of the Ric Flair prize pack. Check this out, man. This is almost too good to be true. It's 2 filet mignons, 2 top sirloins, 2 boneless pork chops, 4 boneless chicken breasts, 4 kielbasa sausages, 4 burgers, 12 ounces of an all-beef meatball package, 4 potatoes au gratin, 4 caramel apple tartlets, and of course, you're going to get the famous Omaha Steak seasoning packet. But best of all, you get 4 extra additional kielbasa sausages for free, and you get all of this for less than $50. Do you hear me? All of that for less than $50. It's going to look like the most expensive gift you ever bought, but you got it for under $50. All because you listened to the Ric Flair Show. Go to omahasteaks.com, type in Flair in the search bar, and you're going to get 77% off. Really check that out now. You get all that stuff for under $50. This gift is awesome. Nobody re-gifts steak. Nobody's sad they got steak. Give the gift of omahasteaks.com and make sure you type in the search bar, Flair. You're going to get 77% off. It's guaranteed to be a hit, just like this week's Ric Flair Show.
Woo! Woo! You're listening to the Ric Flair Show.
You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, limousine right, jet flying, son of a gun, and I'm having a hard time holding these alligators down.
The Ric Flair Show. And now, more Ric Flair.
Oh, so Rick, we're at the China Club in New York, and Rick brings our buddy. He did the toys down there for WCW. His name's Robbie Kanoff. Me and Knobs call him Jewish Lightning. So we're like, Jewish Lightning, and we were obliviated by the time he got there.
Jerry, tell him who all was there. There was Hogan.
Oh, my. Vince McMahon, Hulk Hogan, everybody. I think Mickey Rourke was in there. Eddie Murphy they were all scattered through the place. And Rick had laid his platinum card down. It's buying drinks.
And
next thing, yeah, and all of a sudden here comes Robbie Kanoff with tears in his eyes, going, Rick, look what the Nasty Boys did to me. His ties were cut in half. His shirt's ripped off his back. His suit's ripped apart. His pants are missing. His prescription glasses are broken up. And that Rick goes, that's it. Next thing, I'm sitting back at the table. All of a sudden.
So who does Rick come to? Me. It throws $5 in my face. He goes, for $5, fat boy, I kick your ass. And starts paintbrushing me like I'm a wall on getting paintbrushed by a paint.
It looked like Mo from the Three Stooges hitting Curly. Rick was paintbrushing Knobs back and forth. Knobs is sitting there with his eyes going, hey, what's going on there? I tried to step over the booth onto the table. A table snaps in half. The champagne bottles and glasses, everything fly. I fall. Next thing, here comes the guys. They go, that's him there that started it. They grab Rick. And next thing you see Rick's head shake. No, wasn't me. Hey, tell me no. Because 5 guys had him and took him out of the thing. Rick, the Nature Boy forgot. The next Nature Boy forgot his credit card was on the bill. That thing came in probably about $9,000.
I hate you guys.
With the Rick.
Yeah, thank you. Hey, listen, Conrad, you have to be dying. Ask him some questions.
Well, let's hear some Mr. Perfect stories. We've heard lots of stories about him being a ribber and you guys being ribbers. You guys got any good Mr. Perfect Curt Hennig stories you could share with us?
Oh my God! Well, Curt was our mentor. He was one of the first guys. Brad Reagan's. We broke in the hard way with Brad Reagan's there with Vern Gagne. Curt was one of the first guys ever. Brad, when we were just for 2 weeks in camp, we met Curt, and Curt took us under his wing and took us up and down the roads of Minnesota and Wisconsin and everywhere he could go to. And did he rib us? Oh my God! One thing, I guess he was mad at Wahoo McDaniel. Wahoo McDaniels and Ray Stevens were the bookers. So Curt gets us so whiskeyed up. He used to call it rainbow stew. Have this. I give me a double shot of Jack, and in the shot of Jack, you see there's a Valium floating in there, a Halcyon, a Percocet, and something else. That was rainbow stew. You drink the fucking shot down. There's about 6 pills in there. I'm like, me and Knobs are so fucked up. He goes, all right. Well, I'm back. We're all the way up in North Dakota where that big giant guy is or whatever. And we back up to the hotel room. When I blow the horn, you guys.
It was
Grand Forks. He goes, when I blow the horn, and me and Knobs are in the back of the truck where the glass opens, like a blazer, where the glass. We're sitting back there like 2 monkeys, drunk off their ass. He goes, when I blow the horn, whoever opens that door, you start shooting them with fireworks and bottle rockets.
Yeah,
guess who pokes their head out the door? The door opens, and it's Wahoo and Ray.
We had sang at 250 Roman candles. That's 100 shots. Lit, ready to go. Somebody banged on Wahoo and Ray's door. Wahoo answers the door. Who is it? He's half-ass drunk. He opens the door, and all of a sudden, 50 to 75 Roman candle balls start flying into their room. Their house, the hotel almost started on fire. And what happened out that is the next day he got called in and he got fired.
Well, by the time they got back to Vergania, we actually did burn the hotel down. Was the story? They burned the hotel down, and the next thing. But
I'm the worst of everything, Rick. The next day we get called in and we're like happy. Also, they call us in that we have Wahoo and Ray talking to us and said, "You guys are fired." And Ray Stevens goes to me, and now when you drink, you act like an asshole. And I'm like going, this is from Ray Stevens and Wahoo McDaniels, the 2 biggest assholes were out there could ever drink and do all kind of crazy shit. And then all of a sudden we look at the window, and there's Curt Hennig in there making faces at us.
Curt Hennig was Curt Hennig. No, it was Curt Hennig, Shawn Michaels, Scott Hall, Buddy Rhodes, and Jimmy Snuka. They're all outside the window looking in to see if it was all a test. They wanted to see. No, we didn't do it. We blamed it on. We sat there. They looked like 2 puppy dogs that just lost their life. Curt said. Then he went, "Well, you're fired, and you guys get the hell out of here." And then he sent us home. And then Curt goes, "Why'd you guys do all that?" And I go, what are you talking about? You did. You made us do it, and you got us fired.
Curt was terrible, man. God, good Lord.
Oh my God, that was just one.
And another story is, I bought a brand new Sable, and we let Curt drive it, and we're up in the North Dakotas again, and that black ice, and Rick knows about the black ice. Yeah. So this idiot drives on the side of the road, and all the stones are hitting my brand new car. I just bought the damn thing. Boom, 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 boom. So what's that? Curt goes, "Don't worry about it. We're not going anywhere, this, that." And then we're almost at the hotel, so he goes back on the highway, slips on the black ice. We go down in the ditch. Boom. And Curt gets out, pops the trunk, gets his bags, and walks to the hotel. It's right across the street. And there we are, stuck with a car in a ditch in a big pile of snow, and we have to get it out and get a tow truck and everything, and Curt's already in his room sleeping. I mean, that's the kind of friends we had in this business.
Yeah, it's very insensitive. Hey, but while I'm thinking about it, you got to tell, because I want, we have to get the Elizabeth and Macho Man stuff.
Oh, God.
Let me finish.
Oh,
you mean
I got.
Hey, wait a minute.
That went.
You mean the fart heard around the world?
Yeah, that's the fart heard around the world. Oh my God. Yeah, this has to do with me.
Yeah.
You've heard the story.
You heard the story of the fart heard around the world.
I have, but I don't think all of our listeners have. So let's tell it.
Okay. Well, this has to do. This has to do. Oh my God! This has to do with unsuspectingly Macho Man wanting to murder me. Oh my God! So we're on the I don't know where the hell airport in Germany or England or something in the morning. fight coming into England, and I go up, you know, they make these breakfasts over there with these beans and all this kind of shit in there, different stuff. Raw fish.
Airport SAG, remember?
Yeah. So we get to the airport. And Eric, the guy from the WWF office, is handing out tickets. Like, the Sheik's there. I go, "Hey, Sheiky Bubba, how about this one?" And I went and ripped a big fart. And Sheik's going, "Sag Bubba, that is terrible. It's horrible. You stink." And the Sheik's yelling. All of a sudden, about 1 second later, from about 10 feet in the background, I hear, "Okay, Sag, that's it. No, I'm telling you." I turn around. Randy and Liz are back there. So basically,
Liz was bending over to pick up their bags. She's over
when
there
the fart went,
and Sag farted right in her face.
Oh.
And
oh my God!
By her hair, it was like
my God!
It was all blown back
so,
because the fart was so full.
Now Randy's going, "That's it, Sags. Me and you. It's about the last thing that wrote." And Randy was so mad because he didn't want to bring Liz on the Europe tour. And I guess he had to go at it with Vince and Pat Patterson about it. But they said, Liz has to go on the tour. The first thing is now we get over to England and she gets the fart. Now, I'll go out and get on the bus. I'm all worried. I'm, holy shit, Randy's going to beat the living shit out of me. He's mad as hell at me. And all of a sudden, there's a car, the big bus, tour bus is waiting there. Me and Knobs get on, and there's a limo sitting in front of it, an English limo. All of a sudden, I see, here comes Rick. I'm looking out the window. Woo, Nature Boy only travels this way. That's my limousine. Woo, there goes Rick. Nature Boy jumps in the limousine with his bags. Boop, there goes the limo. All of a sudden, here comes Randy and Liz. "Where's my limousine? God damn it." I'm like, oh my God, the Nature Boy just took Randy's limousine. Now, Liz and Randy got to get on the goddamn bus with all the boys, and Randy's eyeballs ready to pop out of his head. Oh my God. I just was hiding in the goddamn back of the bus going like this. Now, after days pass of this shit, you got Jake and everybody going, "Hey, that's pretty heavy." Farted right in your wife's face. Bent over right in there and riling Randy up. Macho Man's ready to explode. Bob was getting it. So finally,
he didn't even wait. He called Vince right away and had her flown right back to the
No,
States.
not yet. Remember, we went to
She wasn't
listen,
there.
but I fell.
Liz flew back.
When I fell after they.
Go ahead.
What?
She flew back to the States.
I went out with.
He called.
I know she flew back to the States, Knobs, but it was after the next. It was after the next incident when I went with Dino Bravo and Hawk and out drinking, and I was so messed up. I passed out in the elevator. I guess I was going to piss on the elevator because I had my dick in my hand, and the elevator doors are closing on me, but I'm unconscious. Who comes to get on the elevator? It's Liz and Randy. And all six, I wake up hearing, "Now you push it over the top. That's it for you." I'm like, oh my fucking word. Now, Liz, boom. Well, Randy takes her to the airport. She's gone. She's gone.
He didn't want her to see the rabbit foot.
Oh my God. So now we get, time goes by, and then Shawn Michaels goes to me, "Sags, you better go talk to Randy. He's gonna explode." I go, "What should I do?" He goes, "Go up there now and go to his room and knock on the door and just say you want to talk to him." I said, "Okay." I go up to Randy's room, knock on the door. I sit on the edge of the bed. I'm sitting there like a kid that just missed Christmas. I'm like, and Randy's marching around the room, punching his fist, going, "And I'm telling you, and that goddamn Peterson, I didn't want to bring her," and he's screaming and punching stuff, knocked the lamp over and stuff. I peep at the door was cracked open. I see two sets of eyeballs. It's fucking Knobs and Sean peeping in there, waiting to see me get my ass beat, the two idiots. He sent me in there to the fucking room with a tiger. So then Randy goes through the whole spiel and the whole thing. I go, well, I just want to say I'm sorry. I didn't know Liz was back. And about 20, 30 minutes, I'm in the room with Randy, just getting obliviated. I swear, I'm just waiting for the punch to come in the side of my head. But he just got over it. He said, okay, now we fly back to London. We go to Wembley Stadium, and George Steele I get to the locker room. George Steele goes, Sags, come here. He pulls me in the room, and he goes, he pulls me in the room. He pulled me in the room and goes, I just want to tell you, Vince McMahon would like you to know that's the most expensive gas you've ever have passed. I went, what? They just had to fly Miss Elizabeth back on the Concorde for $13,000. I went, I'm like, well, there goes, basically saying, there goes my whole fucking payday. I got blamed for everything. I got Liz is on the Concorde coming back. I go, holy shit, I'm staying clear of that. So that was a fart heard around the world.
The best. Hey, Jerry.
Yeah.
Ask some questions, man. There's so much here.
All right, time out. We've got to take a break here on the Ric Flair Show. Things are off the rails, and we're having fun with the Nasty Boys today. But we need to take a minute to tell you how to finish up your last-minute Christmas shopping for the wrestling fan in your life, and that's to go to LootCrate.com. Loot Crate is going to be the gift that keeps on giving. Why is that exactly? Well, it's going to be delivered every 2 months to your wrestling fan's door, and for less than $30 a month, they're going to get more than a $60 retail value in every single crate. And this could even be a gift from you to you. What are you going to get exactly? Well, licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, and unique one-of-a-kind items you can't get anywhere else. And right now, they're actually doing a celebration of the first in WWE history. How's this for starters? A shirt back from the grave. That's right. You couldn't get this, but now you can because you're a member of Loot Crate. You'll also get accessories from a special First Lady, an insane clothing accessory, the very first card from Austin Aries, and some crates will even have autograph versions, and a special treat to commemorate the first in-ring destruction of its kind. Now, here's what you need to know about the special offer just because you listen to the Ric Flair Show. Now, as a reminder, it's less than $30, and you're getting more than $60 value in every single crate. But just because you listen here, we can offer you an extra $3 off your brand new subscription. All you've got to do is go to lootcrate.com/Flair. That's lootcrate.com/Flair. And at checkout, just enter the code Flair. That's it. Don't wait. There are limited quantities of the Founders Crate. Once they're gone, they're gone. So get the best in WWE swag and save $3 when you go to lootcrate.com/Flair and enter that promo code Flair.
Woo! Woo! Don't miss a minute of the Ric Flair Show. Subscribe on iTunes now. The Ric Flair Show.
My name's Ric Flair.
Woo! And now, more Ric Flair.
Well, I mean, I know everybody listening is going to want to know what you can share with us about the Scott Hall story. There's lots of rumors and innuendo online about what happened.
Tell it.
That's the two things that are always asked that brought up is me and Scott Hall or me and Shamrock, right. And they're both just things that just happened that weren't meant to happen, but it happened. With the Scott Hall thing, we were doing a thing on. They came in from WWE or whatever it was called at the time that, and they were. I actually thought Scott was one of my best friends. I only knew Kevin in passing a little bit from he came in when we were first down at Turner, when we first got there with Rick and everybody, the good old days in the late 80s. I only knew Kevin a little bit, but I knew Scott me and Knobs like he was a brother. Me, Scott Hall, Shawn Michaels and Marty and Curt Hennig, we were like a gang that came up from the AWA. They considered one of our best friends, and Scott lived on and off with us through Florida when he's going back to Japan down here for Florida Championship Wrestling. But I honestly could say I really didn't know the guy when he came off his WWE run in the Turner. They were in a whole of their heads was a whole other cloud, like it was like dealing with a different person. It sort of bothered me and Knobs in a way because we went way back with them. But the first thing that happened was we were doing a thing where they were going to run in and hit us with chairs live on TV. You know what I mean? They said, yeah, and he came in, and that's when he did the damage to my neck and all that stuff. But see, he sort of guillotined me with a chair. We were beating people up in the ring, and they were really pushing these guys to get over. They were the big draw at the time. I don't even think the NWO was made yet or anything like that, but it was the Outsiders, I think it was.
Right.
Yeah. So Scott hits the ring. Next thing, my lights go out. I mean, I don't even know where I'm at. He turned the chair sideways, hit me my base of my skull. Boom. I don't remember the rest of it. All I remember is I'm going to beat Scott up when I get back in the locker room. What the fuck did he do? So I told Miles, watch my back. Scott, when we got back to the lock, back in the area back there, dropped down to his knees. Oh, dude, I'm so sorry. Please, I didn't mean it. I went, okay. I mean, I got to go to the hospital because I had mass concussion, a softball side egg in the base of my skull, and I was delirious. So they took me to the trainer made me go for the hospital for concussion. So time goes by, I get checked. I got the cracked bone chips in my neck, the whole 9 yards. My arm's going numb. I tell J.J. Dillon that, and J.J. Dillon and Kevin Sullivan go, just come up. You don't have to do much. Just make these last shots, these 2 weeks. So that happened before Christmas. I come back and wrote after Christmas. Now it's 1997. And we have to make a couple weeks of tours in Louisiana. So we're in Louisiana, and it's a 3-way tag. Scott Hall and Kevin, Ming and Haku and Barb, and me and Knobs. And there was a finish in there that involved X-Pac running down in. And I remember them arguing in the locker room. They wanted to beat Ming and Barbarian outright or something like that. So anyway, that goes on, and all of a sudden the finish comes around. There's no X-Pac. Where is he? This is an important part of the finish. So everything gets screwed up. Next thing, out go my lights again. Boom. I get hit. I don't know who did it from behind. I roll out of the ring. I actually remember feeling my head like if I thought I had a cut in my head. I'm standing outside the ring. I go, what the fuck was that? And this is after I had the other injury. Now I walk over by the steps, and who am I looking up at? But it's Scott, and he has a chair someone threw in the ring. He throws the chair straight in my face. I said, that's fucking it. I walked straight in the ring and punched his teeth straight down his throat. 2 or 3 shots, boom, knocked his teeth out. And then he knocked him out of the ring, went outside the ring. I pounded him a couple times outside the ring, and that was it. I went back to the locker room. Here he comes in and goes, what the fuck? Before he could get a word out, I hammered him again, blasted the shit out of him, and knocked him out.
Are you trying to end my career? And then Barbarian and Haku were holding Sag back, but very gingerly so he could really beat the shit out of fucking Scott. So I beat him up there, and I've knocked him. He slid down the wall, was laying on the floor. And who marches in and sees Scott laying there but Kevin Nash? And he goes, who did that to him? I was in a fucking furious rage, madman. I went and ran toward him and said, I fucking did it. He turned around and ran down the fucking hall. Yeah, he said, you want somebody to shove your head down your ass. And Kevin Nash went running like a little pussy.
He ran right the fuck down the hall. He was nothing to do with it. And then X-Pac was nowhere to be found. I had ripped every hair out of his fucking skull if I would have caught him. He was hiding in a closet somewhere. So anyway, now I calmed down.
Who was hiding in a closet?
X-Pac, because he never showed up for the finish. He was disrespectful to Ming and Barb, who were real close with me and Knobs. They purposely didn't come down for the finish so he can get an outright win.
First of all, Jerry, I'm interrupting you. Jerry and Brian, as does Conrad, know Ming was the baddest of them all, right?
Oh,
they were job scared. They were so job scared, they wouldn't say anything.
Yeah.
I mean, Ming wanted to kill all of them, but he wouldn't.
I respect Ming and Barb those two guys were sent from the Isle of Tonga when they were 14 years old.
Man. Yeah.
Yeah, and they could have wiped out the whole locker room with their eyes closed. I've seen them, and we've been under so many situations. You know, they're some of our best friends.
Ming, my God.
But now, Rick, I go throw shit around the light. It took me a while to calm down. Finally, I'm getting a shower, and go fuck it. Now I go into the shower, and I hear boom, boom. I go, what the fuck was that? I come out with no clothes on. And I go, nah, what just happened out here? Kevin Nash comes back with a bat and comes and smashes the bat against the wall above Knobs' head.
He was tapping the bat and saying,
hit the bat and said,
we'll see you as the stroke. We'll see you as the stroke. We'll see you as the stroke.
We'll see you as a stroke in this company. Yeah, and sure enough, we got fired out of that whole deal.
I can't hear it. Tell the story again.
What's that?
You were in the shower, right? And then what happened?
Well, I went in after that whole thing with Scott and the whole thing. I was in the shower. Then Kevin Nash came in with Sting's bat. Sting was doing the thing with the bat. Somehow he got Sting's bat. And if I would have seen him, I would have went. I don't give a fuck about a bat or not. I would have went right at him. I was in the fucking washing in the shower, but Knobs was sitting down changing, and he banged the bat against the wall, and he said, "We'll see who has the stroke." And that meant when we get back, he's going to go to Eric Bischoff and have us fucking fired. And they sent us home off the road, waited a month, and then fired us in the middle of our contract and everything. I'm fucking hurt. And I think that's why I busted the ball. Everybody says I sued WCW, all this bullshit. All I did what I wanted to do. I said, motherfuckers, because we couldn't go nowhere. Actually, Bruce Pritchard called me during that time. You guys want to come out you and Niles want to come back up for Survivor Series or something like that. I said, listen, I'll come up, but I can't wrestle. I'm in fucking rehab right now. I'm losing 4 centimeters on my left arm. My arm's numb. He goes, no, we can't do that. You got to wrestle. I said, I couldn't do it. So I busted their balls, had them fucking serve with the papers to fuck with them back.
Yeah.
Everybody said, you got all this money, did all this. No, that never happened. All I was going to say, you fuck with me, I'll fuck with you too. That's all, because that's all we could do. Our backs are against the wall. And that's how that ended. Now, that was in the middle of our career. I mean, the highlight of our 30s.
I'm going to propose a question to you, right? So if you and I and Conrad, who is my best friend in life, if you and I and Brian walked into a bar tomorrow, and Scott Hall's calling you out, what's going to happen?
Well, if he calls me out, he's going down. But I've seen him and Kevin a bunch of times. I got no problem with him. You know what I mean? I had no problem with him.
I'm having fun because unless I make this thing a little bit spicy, the fans don't want to hear it, right?
No, you're doing what the Nature Boy does best, stirring the shit to get me and Scott fighting again.
No, I'm not. No, never.
Yeah, no, that's why Roddy Piper had a broken glass in my throat.
No.
Time out. We got to take a break here on the Ric Flair Show. Things are getting out of hand. We're natching and having a good time today here on the Ric Flair Show. And after today, everybody's going to need a nap. And we're all going to be napping on Casper mattresses because we want to make sure we get the absolute best mattress possible. And we want it at a great price. So, of course, we went to Casper.com. The Nature Boy has had his Casper for more than a year now, and he absolutely loves it. It's obsessively engineered, and it's done at a shockingly fair price. It's going to combine all the springy latex and the supportive memory foam that you need to create an award-winning sleep surface. It has just the right sink and just the right bounce, not just for sleeping. Time Magazine actually named it one of the best inventions of 2015. This is an award-winning mattress that will not disappoint you. Now, it's worth mentioning, and how do you beat free shipping and free returns right here in the United States and Canada? But best of all, you get to try. How about this? Try your Casper for 100 nights, risk-free in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. How can you beat an offer like that? Of course, the Nature Boy only supports products like Casper because they're made here in America. So here's what you need to do to find out all about Casper right now. Just go to casper.com/Flair. That's casper.com/Flair and enter Flair as your promo code, and you're going to get an extra $50 off an already incredible price at casper.com/Flair.
We have a big holiday sale for new MLW VIP customers. Get 1 month free if you sign up now through December 25th. Just go to MLWVIP.com, click on the red banner, sign up and enter code VIP, and you'll get a month for free. Only new subscribers can redeem it, but treat yourself and keep on giving. Get yourself a free month of Jim Cornette's drive-thru, History in the Making, The Writer's Room, Indie-rific, MLW Radio Extra, and thousands of podcasts in our archives, including Talk and Shop and more. I know you probably have friends that have MLW VIP and you've been jealous. You've wanted to check it out. So check it out now, MLWVIP.com, promo code VIP. Get 1 month free. Well, you got nothing to lose, man. Do it now.
Goodness gracious, quick balls of fire.
Woo! The Ric Flair Show. Don't miss a minute of The Ric Flair Show. Subscribe on iTunes now.
Woo! Nature Boy Ric Flair, the heavyweight champion of the world.
Custom-made clothes.
And any woman in the world I want. Just like that.
And now, more Ric Flair.
So, one more story.
3 million people,
Greatest of all time. I mean, I swear to God. Because, Conrad, I almost bought this bar. And then tell the story about Shamrock. We'll leave you alone. I love you.
What did you do? What did you? Were you gonna buy the what?
He's nature right now,
Shamrock,
and he wants to hear about Shamrock.
Well, this is what
Oh,
I
God.
about Shamrock. I'll start the story. I started it with him. I started the fight with Shamrock at the bar.
No.
And he was with.
I started.
No, but he was
that I almost bought.
Yeah, exactly. Plum crazy. Right. And
That's what you're saying. Yeah, that was a hot bar back in Charlotte back in the day.
Yeah.
You know, and we were
crazy. It was
what's that?
Crazy.
What did you tell the story?
George Scott.
I'll begin it, and Zach can end it. So I got drunk, and he's with this girl that's let's say, what would you call, somebody in the rock business that's, likes the rock.
You're talking about Shamrock now, right?
Yes. So it was a groupie that's other people I've been with, and I said something to her, so she said something to Shamrock. He got in my face, so I mugged him like the Three Stooges would do. Get out of here! And I pushed his face. And he got furious, and he tried to fight right there, and, they broke it up, and then I said, man, you're too drunk, we're getting you out of here. Then we got back to our room.
Wait a minute. First of all, Knobs don't remember any of that fucking shit, because he was on a bottle of whiskey and halcyons. He was so fucked up. The girl comes up to him and says, she's a fucking arena rat. She comes up to him in the bar, and he took her big tits and bobbed them up and down like they were balloons floating up, and blah, 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 blah. And she's like, that's it for you. I'm going to... Next thing, she goes over and stirs Ken Shamrock up. They get in a little tussle at the bar. Knobs, by the time we got him to the car, pancake face first on the curb. Me and Firebreaker Chip and Trent Knight couldn't even lift him up to get him in the goddamn car. Now, George Scott had brought us all up there, and we're living at the Ramada down there next to the old Coliseum.
I know.
And Robert, you were on top down in with Turner at the time, but you lived in Charlotte. So you knew all the antics we did up there. So Robert Fuller and Matt Bourne were our neighbors in there, and the Pit Bulls, Gary and Anthony from Jersey. I forgot who the hell else lived in there, but anyway. So it took us at least an hour to drag 3 guys to carry Knobs' ass up the steps. He's out cold. I mean, unconscious. Big bruise in the thing. He's saying we couldn't even get him. We get him in and put him on the bed. All right, thanks, you guys. He's out cold. He's unconscious on the fucking bed. I don't know how many halcyons he took or whatever, but he was fucking out. And now I go, thanks, you guys. I close the door. I go now a regular motel room. The TV's by the door. You come in and there's two beds side to side, and I stand in the middle. Knobs' bed was closer to the door. Mine was against the wall by the bathroom. So I make the phone call home. Me and Laura weren't even engaged or nothing at the time yet. My wife now. I go, hey. He goes, all right, well, I'm talking on the phone, and Knobs got all fucked up again. He goes, again? What did he do now? I said, well, he's unconscious here. And the next thing, boom, boom. It sounded like a tank was knocking my door down. I go, wait a minute. I set the phone down on the nightstand. I go over, and as soon as I touch the door to untwist it, boom, that fucking door smashed me in the face. I go knock over the TV. I'm on my ass. The next thing I look up, Shamrock's on top of Knobs, pounding his face in. I go, what the fuck is going on here? And he's like, you son of a bitch. And he's has his knees on top of him. Knobs is unconscious, and he's hitting him in the face. I went from being on the phone to in a major fight. I go grab Shamrock, pull him off. What the fuck are you doing? And boom, blasts me right in the mouth. I go, son of a bitch. And we start exchanging blows. I ran with him as hard as I could. As I pushed him against the wall, I threw a punch, and his head hit the wall as my fist hit his face. I heard crack. I swear to God, like you're cracking a board in half or something. I must have busted his cheekbone or something like that. He slid down the wall. I was giving him shots as he was going down the wall. I said, you get the fuck out of our room. Now he's laying on the floor, and I'm dragging him to throw him out of our room. As I'm doing that, he had cowboy boots on. He kicks me as hard as he can right in the fucking eye socket with the point of the cowboy boot. Boom, my eyeball. I went, you motherfucker. And then after that, I just went ballistic. I stomped his fucking skull into the ground and beat the motherfucking shit out of him. And I mean, I made sure that he couldn't move. I mean, I hit him so many times and hit him and stomped his face. And I was dragging him out. I was dragging him out of the room, and I swear to God, I was gonna throw him over gonna throw him off the balcony, trying to get him over the balcony. I was so fucking in a rage. I was gonna throw him off and kill him. And Nat Bourne or Colonel Park said, no, Shags, don't do it, Colonel. Let him go. He's had enough, and all this kind of stuff. I go, oh my God, he left him lay there. Here comes the cops. Here comes the paramedics. Everybody. Here, there's a black security guard.
Conrad, he's
there's a black security guard that Shamrock passed on the way in, and I guess Shamrock either shoved the security guard, but he used the N-word and said, get out of my way, and shoved him or something, and then the security guard went and called the cops or something like that. Now, the next stop was Robert Fuller's room. He's in a rage. He goes to Robert Fuller's room. Robert Fuller, he goes, where's that fucking fat fuck staying? And screaming at Robert Fuller. Robert Fuller went, what? And slammed his door shut. He told him right where we were staying. Because Robert Fuller thought he was going to get his ass beat. So Shamrock comes to our room. Now the cops go, do you want to press charges or anything? This guy broke. Basically, when you're in a hotel room, I said, listen, the shape he's in, the paramedics are cutting his clothes off, giving him IVs, and putting shit up his nose. And I said, listen, I don't believe this happened. I had nothing against this guy. Next thing I'm in a fight with him. We wrestled him in Dean Malenko. I had no problems at all with this guy. Next thing I'm in this full-out fucking fight with him, and they're taking him off in a gurney to the fucking hospital. And I felt so bad about it. Now listen, Rick, this is the worst part of the whole fucking thing. I was up all night shaking, and I was like, because it went from almost like it must have like a post-stress. Shut up, Knobs. I must have like a post-stress dramatic disorder or something. All night I was up shaking a thing, and now the paramedics take him away, whatever. But they switched our rooms because there's blood and smashed apart. They gave us another room. It's 7:30 in the morning now. I'm still sitting in the end of the bed shaking out of this fight I just been in. Who wakes up yawning? Who wakes up yawning with two black eyes?
It's a good thing you didn't mess with me, buddy.
Who wakes up yawning? Rick, two black eyes, got it. Wakes up and goes, hey, what the hell? Why are we in another room? What did you do last night? I said, what did I do? I said, what did you do? You did this, you did that, you caused a big fight. You don't even know what happened. I'm yelling at Knobs. He woke the fuck up and didn't even know what happened. I said, I was in the fight of my life. There was a guy in the hospital all because of you. I was screaming at him in the room. He's like, and he goes,
ask him a question.
Hey, Rick, I got to tell you one more thing. I got to tell you one more thing, Rick.
Yes, sir.
Rick, I got to tell you one more thing. But during the thing, when they pulled Shamrock out, they looked at me and I was bleeding from my nose because I was out of it. As I'm sleeping through, he hit me. They go, we got another guy over here bleeding right there, blah, blah, blah. And Tag was so mad at me. He goes, just leave him there. He's a drunk.
Hey, Brian, just on a personal note, because we're having so much fun, this will be my biggest podcast of all time. Tell the story about your wife running over your foot at the Shell gas station and breaking your leg.
oh, not his foot. Oh, my God. They almost ripped his arm off. The door was open. Oh, my God. And then she went down an embankment. Go ahead. Tell that story.
You got it, okay, guys. Hey, I promise you, to my viewers out here, I am so honored to have Brian and Jared because, guys, if they don't go to the Hall of Fame, I swear to God, they're so deserving.
Well, Rick, if I could just say something. Rick, listen.
I want to talk because there's going to be 500,000 people here tomorrow. I swear to God, they gave so much to the business. Not just entertainment, but sincere love. And everything they've talked about today, guys, is sticking about the business, right? And it is what it is, right? And I like Shamrock. I like Scott Hall and that, but you know, some guys are tough, some guys aren't.
Well, I had no problem. I really had no problem with either of them, and don't anymore. But it just when something goes down, it goes down. It just happened like that. I mean, I liked the guy until I saw him punching Knobs. It was a whole other thing clicked in, and next thing I'm in a fight, and I don't go looking for fights. You know what I'm saying?
Why you punched me in the China Club? I hate you for that.
Oh. Well, let me say something, Rick. I want to say something that was an honor of my life, and I know it was Knobs's too. Now, you could have picked you could have picked Arn and Tully or the Rock and Roll Express or all the old great tag teams. You know, when it came time, it was David and Reed, and it was Reed's first match. You called me and Knobs and asked us. It was an honor of my life that you did that. You said, will you guys come to Charlotte and will you have my son's first match? I said, it would be an honor. Yeah. And then we asked Hulk, and so did
Hogan was so
how about this?
We were doing it. Hogan was so jealous that we were doing it. Hogan goes, we think Rick will have me as referee, and I called Rick, goes, hell yeah, bring him up. He paid his own plane fare and everything. On his own dime. The referee. On his own dime. Yep.
Rick, that's the respect. That's the respect that you carry to have. Hulk Hogan ref the match. Jimmy Hart managed me and Knobs. You manage your sons. That was one of the greatest moments of my life, and I respect you beyond belief for letting us be able to do that. Honestly,
that's why I love Hulk Hogan. I love Hulk.
He flew himself up
in life in space. He's been through so much, but I mean, on that thing, Nasty Boys, I think of Hulk Hogan because you guys have loved him, respected him. You know, I'm just gonna go out there. I don't want to other guys that everybody.
Well, Rick, who else would Hulk Hogan referee a match? Who else would Hulk Hogan ever referee a match for? That's how much he respects you. You know what I mean? But nothing.
So thankful. And Jerry, I want to say right now, you guys don't get it out there. Jerry's daughter, let me correct me, Jerry, so we can edit this, played softball at Notre Dame. Give me the rest of the stats, right?
Yeah, my oldest at Notre Dame. The younger one was Loyola.
Wow.
And I got
play what?
Softball players. Chloe was a shortstop.
We can edit all this, right? So Jerry Saggs, who is related to the Rhodes family through marriage, has raised some beautiful, beautiful kids that have done so well in sports. Not because of who Jerry is, because Jerry can't do shit, okay? His kids are athletes. It has to come from the Rhodes side family. He's married into the Dusty Rhodes family, which is so cool. People don't get it, right?
Well, think of that. You know, I came down, met Laura, you know, and then later on found out that her sister was married to Dusty. And then I'm sure it wasn't at first the greatest thing. Dusty going, what? Who the hell's going to be my brother-in-law? God damn it, this fucking nasty boy. I don't want. But it was the greatest. It was the greatest thing, you know.
Want this on the show. I've never had it more fun.
And then Knobs married into.
He's a Valentine.
I married in, and my brother-in-law's great to have a Valentine, but my wife and me didn't have no kids because she said, "You're the kid. I don't need to have any more kids because I have to take care of you." And she was definitely right on that fact, baby.
No different. For all our fans
26 years, and she's still with me.
Is Tony pregnant?
No, Tony ain't pregnant. Please. Don't even wish that on me.
Hey,
there are enough problems.
Between the four of us, Whitney's pregnant. I'm 70 years old.
Is she?
What's going to happen? Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. Congratulations.
Are you seriously kidding me? Oh, my God.
My fucking heart stopped for a minute.
You asshole.
Hey, so we're getting lots of tweets.
Hey, we had a good time in Jacksonville, didn't we?
You rocked it out. Only you went to bed, you pussy. At least Jerry's not at home. I'm hungover. You're hungover? Who can hang over you, brother? Give us a cent again. $5.95.
Hey, I like to see. I put any man up against the Nature Boy and drinking. They're going down, baby. And then I'll tell you right now, I can drink, but the Nature Boy, he can drink a little bit more than me.
Conrad,
well, listen,
I on Sunday.
Hey, Nate, I only got the rabbit's foot. You got that third leg you can fill up with booze. That's how you're cheating.
I want to play Jerry, I have to buy Cialis to make it raise.
Well, if you wouldn't, it would drain all the blood out of your body. You'd have a stroke.
Hey, remember one thing, Rick.
What's that guy?
Rick, remember one thing. You invented Space Mountain, brother.
Hey, Brian, one more story before we go. Tell the world about England, you and I.
About what?
Is this the eyebrow story?
Robe and the cowboy boots. England.
Oh, God, I witnessed that. Oh, my God.
Came down when we were in England, and Rick Steele was to come down with just the robe on, with nothing else on.
Yeah.
So
and the belt, with the belt.
Bar,
so what'd you do?
With the belt on, but, hey, full bar, comes down, and he takes his robe off. He has nothing on but the belt and the third leg that hangs down to his ankles.
I thought he was carrying a flag. I thought he was carrying a flagpole. Is that what that was?
I said, screw this. And Sag goes, you should do what Dusty used to do. Come down when Rick did that with just cowboy boots on. So I went up and got my cowboy boots on, and I came down naked with the little Willie I mean, it wasn't even a rabbit's foot. It's called an inky dinky. And people look at me like, what the hell are you coming down there naked for with pimples on your ass and all that stuff? Please.
And he was talking like Dusty.
I love you guys. Thanks for everything.
You're the best, Nate.
Thanks for having us on the podcast. You're the best, brother.
Conrad.
Thank you very much.
Everybody have a Merry Christmas. Be safe.
We're getting the Hall of Fame this year.
Let's do it. Thanks a lot,
if you're getting
guys.
the Hall of Fame, we'd love for you to induct us.
Roll Tide.
Fuck.
All right. There we go.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Hey, and I'm proud of your daughter. She's doing fantastic.
Thank you very much.
I noticed that she's a little kid.
You know what?
She's awesome.
I want to record this. It's my son that has passed away. All he wanted to do was be with the Nasty Boys. And they used to have a thing called Stink Face. Reed, when he was 12 years old, around the locker room with underwear with Brian's stains. A bit like that, right? Go, yeah. Look what Brian gave me. Nice.
Shit stained underwear.
He loved Nasty Boys. And thank you, Brian and Jerry, for everything.
Thank you, Rick.
Guys. Happy holidays.
Love you too, buddy. Merry Christmas to you guys.
And Merry Christmas to everybody. Thank you. Thank you, Conrad.
Thanks,
Jerry,
buddy.
Yes.
Will grow.
Hey, knock it off now. There's only. See you guys.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.
All right.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays, you guys.
You too, buddy. All right, guys, that's going to wrap us up here this week on the Ric Flair Show. We're a couple of days late this week because the Nate has been finishing the filming for his 30 for 30 documentary for ESPN. Shout out to Rory and all the fine folks putting that piece of business together. We get tweets about it all the time. When's the 30 for 30 coming out? It's going to be in spring of 2017. Now, next week, Rick's going to be around, so we'll be back on schedule. All the same formats you're familiar with will be back. The Figure 4 top stories, This Week in History, Ask Nate, Voicemail of the Week. We've still got all those goodies for you, but because we're a couple of days late, we just wanted to get you straight to the action. Let's give some quick Twitter love to our friends of the show. Of course, you can find the show online at Ric Flair Show. That's how you'll find us on Twitter. Of course, RicFlairShow.com as well. RicFlairShop.com is the new place to go to get all the latest and greatest Ric Flair swag. You can even get a Nate's Christmas sweater, but you need to hurry. Go to RicFlairShop.com for that. I am on Twitter at Hey It's Conrad. Check me out there. And, of course, our great sponsors here on the show, the MidAtlanticGateway.com. They help us with our This Week in History segment every single week. And the guys who pay the bills and make this show possible. If you haven't already, please go to OmahaSteaks.com and type in Flair in the search bar. And then follow them on Twitter at Omaha Steaks. Do the same with at Loot Crate, and then go to lootcrate.com/Flair. And last but certainly not least, one of our oldest sponsors, Casper.com/Flair. And don't forget that promo code Flair. But throw them a follow on Twitter as well, at Casper. You're going to be glad you did. Those guys know how to do social media right. And we know how to entertain you in the podcast world. And a quick shout out and thank you to our friends over at MLW for helping us put this week's episode together at MLW on Twitter. Or, of course, you can listen online at MLWradio.com. And until next week, we'll see you back here on Woo Wednesday. It'll actually be Wednesday next week for the Ric Flair Show.